Listen, there's a reason this person broke you in the first place. There's a reason this person hurt you in the first place. And I know a lot of you guys thinking it was an accident, but sometimes it's an accident. But what I do know is you can't keep going back to the same people that keep hurting you. How many times have you keep going back to that person that caused you that pain, that discomfort, that neglect, that made you doubt yourself, that made you question your sanity, and you kept thinking that your solution is going back to the problem? This person is a problem in your life. But instead of realizing that and removing yourself, you stick there. Guess why you keep crying? Because you keep staying around this person. Guess why you keep stressing? Because here you are, like clockwork, wondering where this person is, entertaining they bull crap, going back and forth, arguing. Every single day, you keep hoping that it'll get better. You hope that this person will magically turn into something they've not been since the beginning of the relationship, when they tricked you into believing they were a different person. Then you find out that they're not, and you wonder and you reminisce on those good times, and you neglect the fact that every night you got tears in your eyes, hoping someone change, and that change never comes. That person is who they are, and they hurt you for a reason. And that reason is you was never destined to be with that person in the first place. When you gonna start listening? Every day in my DMs, I get young ladies and men coming to me talking about how their relationship is so horrible. How can I fix it? Sometimes fixing the relationship means leaving it. You guys forget about the most important relationship in this world, and that's a relationship with yourself. That's a relationship with you. What about that relationship with you? You understand me? What about that relationship with you? How can you heal your heart if you keep going to the same person that breaks it every single chance they get? How? How can you change your circumstances without changing the constant fixture that's bringing you anguish? You use more hope for this individual than you use for yourself. You put more effort into fixing things with him, neglecting the fact that your self-confidence is shattered. The love you have for yourself is shattered. You understand me? So my question to you is, when you gonna start loving you the way you so freely want to love everybody else? When you gonna realize that your circumstances won't change until you change it? When you gonna realize that every opportunity you give that individual, you are giving them another chance to stab you in the back like they did the first, second, third, and fourth chance? Listen, I get it. You love that person. But my question to you is, when you gonna start loving you? When you gonna start trusting you? When you gonna start believing in yourself? The same way you always want to believe in other people. And this is the part that I don't get. I don't get this part, you guys. So let's talk about it. So what I need everybody to do, and I think I sent the wrong information, you guys. I know y'all like, I can't get on the chat. So we about to do this. Facebook, if you want to get in the chat, I need you to send text this number. My bad, guys. I'm about to make a smooth change real quick. Hold on 2 seconds. I'm wondering why people wouldn't in the chat. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do some question and answers. If you on Facebook, text that number, 937-314-6974. All right. I'm going to bring a couple people on live, and we're going to talk about some of these topics. I got to message these people one more time. I got to message these people. Boy, I done sent them to the wrong thing. I know they wondering what's going on. Join Aces Podcast live now. Correct link. Must on camera. I was wondering what people was. All right, let's do this. But getting back to it. Here's the thing, ladies. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna be honest with you. The major reason we don't find that peace we want is because we're too addicted to the storm and we're afraid to walk outside of our comfort zone. Here you are, you're comfortable in chaos. You're comfortable with the arguing. You're comfortable with the back and forth. You're comfortable with this person being able to pull strings on you. You are comfortable there. And even though it is painful, it's not to a point where you are motivated enough to move forward. Because here's the thing. Sometimes you begin to love a person more than you love yourself. You begin to love a person more than you love yourself. And so when you do that, now you stick in that relationship for him or her, right? For him or her. Because you love that person just a little bit more than you love yourself. So let's talk about it. I see we got some people on here. I see y'all. Who got a question for me? If you got a question, do this. All right. I think I know you can pronounce your name. Devon, maybe. What's up? What's your name?
Hello, it's Devon. You had that right, sir. Good evening.
What's going on? What's on your mind? What's your question?
First of all, I know it's a question. Peace and love to you, King. Much love. Thank you
so much.
Definitely in the thralls of a situation, as most of us women and ladies that are listening. I had to come into that self-reflection. My thing is, because I finally came into my self-reflection, understanding that I was loving that person a little bit more than I was loving myself, going through that pain and anguish a little bit too much, because that's not love, right? That's not pain and anguish. For me, I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm a well-rounded woman, right? But you know, the heart has those strings. Give me your most effective tool. Of course, you know, distractions, going to the gym, you know, getting your bag, all that stuff. But in those quiet times, when you are, for me, I'm in the bathroom taking a shower. You feel me? And my mind goes there, and I get to that state of sadness. Or, you know, it's bedtime, and I'm, you know, trying to wind down, and then I go to that place of sadness. What do you suggest? You know, not to pick that phone up, not to respond to that message, to continue, you know, that strength, that determination to leave that person alone.
Self-discipline. It ain't gonna be easy.
Right.
Sometimes we've overinvested ourselves into other individuals, so much so that even though it was painful, in the process of detaching ourselves, we left something there. You know, it might have been a piece of our heart. It may have been a piece of our mind. And in that process, there will always be temptation to go reunite with that little piece that somebody is going to have. What you got to understand is whatever you lost wasn't for you to go get back. That time you spent with that individual was time that you spent, and you can't go get it back.
Right.
So what we have to do is be disciplined to understand enough to understand that sometimes you're going to care about somebody. Sometimes you're going to miss them. It is what it is. But discipline keeps us from doing things that are not right for us going forward.
Right.
So I wish I can sit here and tell you that you're never going to think about that person in that relationship in your quiet space when you have no other opportunity to distract yourself, because you will. Right. But this is part of being adults. This is part of us understanding that there are going to be times where we want to do something, but we don't because we know it's not best for us.
Right.
All right. You ain't got to not think about that person. You ain't got to not, you know, maybe wonder about the fond times you had. You ain't got to hate that person. Right. Sometimes, hopefully, you get to a point where you think about that person and smile. But that don't mean you text them.
Right.
That don't mean you go kick it with them. That don't mean y'all dapping up and rekindling. So my advice to you is to be disciplined. It don't matter how many times you talk to that, you think about that person. It matters how many times you don't talk to them, okay? Right. And you move forward. So, and that starts with, when I first started doing videos, I had this saying that we need to just control our thumbs. Just imagine how much heartbreak we'd avoid if we can control these things, right?
Yes, sir.
So the first thing you need to do is control those thumbs in those moments. So again, it's about self-discipline, because I'll tell you this, we're all motivated. When we're hurt, we're motivated to stay away from a person. We're motivated to leave and pack our stuff sometimes. But at some point, that motivation that you got from that hurt or that anger will wane, and self-discipline takes over, those healthy practices. So that's my advice to you. All right. I hope that helped.
It did. Thank you, sir.
All right, girl. Peace. If you got a question for your boy, do me a favor. I need you to text 937-314-6974. Text chat to that number, and I will send you the link. Who got their next question? Do this with your hand. I can see y'all. If you got a question, do this with your hand. All right, Danielle, talk to me. What's up?
Hey, how you
doing?
Are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Really well. Huh?
I said I'm doing good. How are you?
I am really, really good. Thanks for asking. My question is, how do you forgive someone who's who you've had a traumatic experience with in an ex situationship? So this guy that I'm dating, he's my ex from a while ago, and he cheated on me in the past. But I find myself every joke, I'm just like, oh, but remember when you was fucking with her, or remember when you was cheating on me with her? And how do I like get past that and move forward?
By not being in that relationship.
Okay.
But you don't want to do that, right? You want the relationship. Yeah. So, but the healthy answer is not being in that relationship, because obviously you have not forgiven that person. It is not a snap your fingers and you forgive. Forgive is freeing you of the transgression of. That means you no longer owe me, because I've let go of that debt that you had towards me. And here's the thing. Most of us can forgive people we never gonna see again. Right. Or never gonna be in a relationship again with. But you're deciding to give a second chance to. And that's different than forgiving. Okay. So I think you need to reword how you're saying this. You don't need to forgive this person. You need to figure out whether or not this person deserves a second chance. And if you're able to give this person a second chance. The title of this podcast is, quit going back to the same people that hurt you. Right. It seems like that's exactly what you're doing, right?
Yeah. Something like that.
How long has it been since you guys broke up and got back together?
Huh? A year. So we've been talking for a year.
So y'all were together?
Oh, so like when we were like 16 to like 20, we were together in a relationship. And then we broke up, and then now we started talking. And
so how long ago was that?
Oh, in between those two times?
Yeah.
I mean, I was 21, now I'm 32, so it was like a long time.
It's like 10 years. Well, at that point, you was being petty. What? At that point, you're being petty. Because here's the thing. If you are saying it's been a long time, I forgave you, it's over, it's water under the bridge, but yet in these conversations, you bringing up things you said you let go.
Exactly.
How is that fair for this individual?
Right.
How is this fair? True. And the reason, and now I extra stand by what I said in the beginning. This means that you probably shouldn't be in a relationship with this individual because you are not able to get past that. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, if you are able to get past that, then that's a different thing. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you can trust this person?
Yeah.
All right. So why are you bringing it up?
Because I'm being petty.
Can you help yourself from being petty? Be honest.
Yeah, but I got a petty bone. And she be like, be petty.
I don't know. See, here's the thing.
I'm not gonna be petty. And then,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Behind those jokes be shreds of truth. So when you saying all that stuff, you really be thinking about it, don't you?
That's why I'm right here.
All right. So that was my first suggestion, but it seemed like you're not gonna take that one, right?
I didn't say anything. I'm listening.
Like realistically, you not gonna not be in this relationship with someone that you obviously has not buried the hatchet from the previous relationship, correct? So you're gonna continue being in this relationship, right?
For the time being, I wanted a different perspective, though.
All right, so for the time being, you're going to be in this relationship. So my suggestion to you then, if you're going to stay in this relationship with which you still have some type of, honestly, do you think he's going to cheat on you again? Honestly.
No.
All right, then. So why bring it up? And being petty is not a good answer because I think we have.
I have to let it go. I have to let it go.
But if you could, you would. If you were able to let it go, you wouldn't be bringing it up. I don't want you to minimize how much this is actually affecting you. If it's affecting you and you can't really let it go, because being cheated on is a traumatic experience, and sometimes you think just because time has passed, you've gotten over it, but really it was just laying dormant until you seen that person again, and it conjures up those feelings that you thought was gone. So what I would do is have a transparent conversation with that individual, and then I would try my best to see if I can lay it to bed. And if you find yourself unable to do that, then it really isn't fair for him if you're in this relationship, in my opinion, because those comments isn't like playful comments.
Right.
Playful comments is, that those not playful comments. So who else you gonna be fucking? Like, that's not a playful comment. That's how does he feel about it when you say that?
He'd just be like, shut the fuck up. Or like, here we go with this shit.
So do you bring
a different subject?
You bring it up often?
No, but I bring it up enough from when I do my self-reflection. I'd be like, oh, that's something I could work on.
Okay. All right. Well, those are my suggestions. I think you should just.
One suggestion.
I did.
You only gave me one. You said those are my suggestions. You only gave me one suggestion.
I gave you two. The first one was that's probably not a person you need to be with because maybe you haven't really truly forgiven him.
But that one didn't count. No, I'm messing with you. That's
the one that do count. Listen. I don't know why y'all keep going back to the garbage bin. Y'all, you toss somebody for a reason. All right. There's too many men that keep circling back, and I don't understand why people do it. But if that's what you want to do, fine. But then you can't do that and still be holding on to things from 10 years ago. And like I said, I know right now on the internet, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I just be playing, blah blah. But it's a big deal because there's certain things you can't say, and those are things you can't say, and you say it anyway. And so I feel like that this has a potential to be a seed that grows if you do not get it under control right now. So just try your best to, maybe if you got to go talk to somebody about it, flush your feelings out. But if you can't fully trust, then that relationship will always kind of be a little rocky. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, lady.
I appreciate you.
All right. Who got the next question? Do this with your hand. Taylor, what's up? Talk to me.
Hey, Ace.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I watch your stuff every morning. Like, it just does something to my spirit and to my soul. So I have to watch it like every morning on my way to work. So big fan. Way big fan. But I have a question. So in a man's point of view, and I know you're gonna give it to me straight. So my question is, I've been dating a dude for like 8 months, and then like we stopped dating because when I went to go see him, I did like the whole lingerie, the cooking, all that stuff because I'm a chef. So it's like I pretty much went up there and like did like some cooking, lingerie, everything of that nature. But I guess he started seeing me getting really serious. So it's like he kind of pulled back a little bit. And then here he goes with the whole friend zone thing. But he do check on me. He do call me, but it's not an everyday thing. And like, I just don't know where to go with that. Cause right now it's like I'm trying to like heal for the sake of me because I want to be a better woman. I want to be a better person. So I just sat down from the whole dating thing and just pretty much trying to heal, figure out because I'm working on passive and active income because I'm 29. I'm a chef.
So,
I'm
hold on.
executive
So
chef.
let me get this straight.
Okay.
Okay. So your question is what?
Should I continue to still be in his life as his friend?
Do you want to be his friend? It's yes or no. Do you want to be his friend?
No, because it's like I want to be more than that. And it's like
Does
he
he?
knows it.
Okay. So, does he want to be more than that?
He have expressed that to me. But he was like, he's not at a place in his life to give me what I need.
So the answer is no.
Exactly.
Okay. So what other things do you need? You know, a person, it takes two people to agree to be in a relationship.
Correct.
And I know, ladies, and I'm being honest with you, I know you guys, you know, it's hard to accept rejection. But when a man is saying all these things, the things that she said that this man was saying, this is him thinking of a nicer way to let you down. All right. Hey, you know, I'm just not ready yet. See, because I got some stuff to do. And when I get this stuff done, because I really would want to be with you. But right now, let's just focus on being friends because it's not you, it's me. This is all. And so at this moment, and this is just me being completely honest with you, you really ain't got a choice but to move forward.
Right.
All right. Now, if you choose to stay entertaining him, thirst checking you and baiting you, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what people would do. They'll breadcrumb you, give you enough to keep you around if you allow them to. So when you say this person keeps checking on me, he's checking on you because you know he want to keep that interest at a level where he can engage with you if he wants to, but not at a level where there's an expectation or responsibility attached to it.
Right.
And if that's not what you want, then you should move forward and find someone else.
Right.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So that's my and lastly, maybe you save your lingerie cooking for somebody you're actually in a relationship with. All right.
I seen that when you said that stop doing wifely things for somebody that's not your boyfriend. So I remember that when you were saying something about that, but I was like, that's on me because that's something I wanted to do.
Right. But when you did that, it raised your expectation level for the relationship, right?
Right.
You did it with hopes of. And so that's the difference. If you're doing something like that, just because you want to do it with no strings attached and there's no disappointment if it doesn't influence someone to take it to the next level with you, then fine.
Right.
But you probably wouldn't have done that if you didn't have those type of feelings for that person that wasn't reciprocated. So that's how you protect yourself. You got to make sure that the person is on the same level with you before you start doing things that'll make you feel some type of way if they don't respond you the way you want them to.
Because it was crazy because he's the one that came to me and said, hey, I want to pretty much date you as in like build with you like the 3rd month of us talking. And then like the 6th month, he talked about some, well, I don't really know anymore, like indecisiveness.
Well, because he dated you and figured out that he didn't want to go further. That people can do that. You can do that. If me and you started a date, but in that process of dating, you see some things you don't like, adults can be like, hey, I don't want to continue dating. You know, or had I had seen things that I was looking for, then we would have continued. This is not an indictment on you. This is just this person is doing what they need to do to find the person they want to be with. Quit thinking y'all married just because you're dating.
Right.
You think just because you start dating that it's going to always continue. No, the goals of dating is 2 things. And I say this all the time: to see if it will work out or to see if it won't work out. Y'all found out that it won't work out. The goal of dating was accomplished. Now move on to the next person. The problem isn't finding someone that was not right for you. The problem is when you stay too long. And so
Right.
that's not what that's not what I want you to do, is hold on to this person that's clearly not interested in you the way you want him to be.
Right.
So move on and find somebody else. All right.
All right.
All right, lady.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. So who got our next question? Who got our next question? Do this with your hand. I see somebody. Alicia, what's up? Talk to me. You got to unmute your mic. I can't hear you.
I kind of have like a complicated situation, and I
What's
really
up? Talk to me.
need your help. I've been following you for years, and I've listened to a lot, and it's helped me grow some, but I'm still stuck.
Yeah.
So it's like a two-part thing. There's this one guy, for the lack of the terms, we'll just call him D. I've been seeing him off and on for 4 years. When I met him, he was living by himself. He was separated, but still
Separated
legally
what?
married. He was still legally married.
So let's just say he's married.
Right, he is still
Okay.
married.
Okay, cool.
But who was I to judge when you had your own place? I didn't know nothing about you at the time. I learned you over time. Then, you kind of he ghosted me for a little bit, then came back and said that, he was working on the divorce, the whole 9 yards, just to keep me roped in. I understand that part. I let my guard down and fell head over heels. Mind you, this is the first person after I attached myself to after my divorce went through. So I became very emotionally attached to this guy who was unavailably emotional for me.
Right.
3 years passed by. We're into last year. I wind up, just doing things out of the norm, like buying cars for him, the whole 9 yards. And then
Buying
Yes.
buying cards.
Cars.
CARDS. No.
Cars, vehicles.
Hold on. Vehicles. Okay.
So, long story short, after the last car, it was a really nice car. He, started making the payments. Then he just drifted away from me, and I started calling him on it. Then he kind of like ghosted me. I got the car back. I went through a whole emotional breakdown. So he kind of fell to the waistline. In the meantime, this is something that I had found that.
Oh, did she leave? No, come back. It was come back. Hey, I'm gonna give her a second to come on back. We gotta digest what she just said, though. I need her to come back. Come on back. She gonna come on back. Oh man, we lost her for a second, y'all. Hold on, she coming. I got faith she gonna hit the button again. But until she back. Okay. All right. What's up?
Okay, so this is something that I have found that I have done since my divorce in 2016. That if a situation with a man had not been working, I get on these stupid dating apps and find a list just to keep busy, pretty much. So the next one that I had found happened to be a really nice guy. I'm used to.
Can we unpack what you just said before we get to the next guy?
Yes.
Or do they go together? Do the situations go together?
It's running hand in hand.
All right, go ahead.
The first one, I tend to have very toxic relationships, and so this new person came into the picture. Let's just call him Steve. Came into the picture in September, this past September, and has been there ever since. So D has not really been in the picture. I've, kind of gotten used to a man that has been emotionally available. And the only thing is, in the beginning, he did tell me that he's a workaholic. He is a sergeant in the Army. He's, stationed in Maryland, about 30 minutes from me. So, no big deal. I mean, I work at a hospital. I work in healthcare. I understand, workaholic, dedicated to your job. I have young children, and he doesn't, have any young children with him. So The only time that we really could see each other is once every other week, depending on my, schedule with my kids. So we developed a certain thing with each other, and he says that it's more than physical. It's more than just sex, but at the same time, I don't really know, because by the time I get there, it's like 7:30. I jump in the shower. I'm only there for like 3 or 4 hours because he goes back on his computer to work. So how can I draw him out of the apartment per se, and try to figure out if it's more than physical? Granted, the conversation, we have great communication every day, all day. But we don't really go anywhere. And in the meantime, in the last 2 months,
can I ask you a question?
he has floated back in the picture.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you call a relationship where y'all don't go in public and y'all only see each other in the evenings and to have sex?
Yeah.
It's we used to call. Yes, that's the word we was looking for. Okay, a booty call. Let me tell you something, ladies, before, because we're gonna talk about D. D is who I really want to talk about. This one is simple, ladies. If the man ain't trying to take you out to no eat, no Red Lobster, no Applebee's, no Chili's, no movie, no nothing, he busy, but all he seemed to have time for is you. You come now. You gotta drive to him.
Mm-hmm.
How far away do he live from you?
30 minutes.
So you driving 30 minutes. He ain't putting no effort. It's different and it's not much difference. It's a difference if he was at least putting the effort to drive to your crib to do it. But the fact that it's like, okay, whenever I want, how far in advance do you plan these booty calls?
Well, it's kind of been basically routine. I have my kids every other week. So the week she goes back to her dad on Mondays, that Monday night every other week, after work, I'm headed down to him. So it's kind of every other week.
How many times during the week?
Once. On
that Monday.
Every other week.
So it's a consistent scheduled booty call.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. Let me be honest with you. This one's the easy one. If you're okay with the booty call, be a booty call. If that's what you okay with. Listen, let me tell you something. I done been a booty call before. You know what I'm saying? I know when somebody hit me up, they want the D. And if that's what you are cool with, that's okay. But ladies, I'm gonna say this. If before you gave him the draws, he never took you out.
No, we met for he took me out on a first date, and then we spent the evening out to dinner. And then the next time we saw each other was 2 weeks from then, when I was free again. And then, that's when our routine started.
And since then, you guys have just been in the house.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Listen, I just want to give you this. That first date is a customary thing, right? And a lot of times you can tell about a man's intentions after you have sex. If after you have sex, there's no more motivation to take you out no more. There's no motivation to be really chivalrous anymore. Then you can tell that the only reason you went on a date initially was for him to get the sex. Men know that you got to wine and dine at least once for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? And so it makes me question his motives about even the first date, because maybe he felt like he had to do that until he had sex. So I'm not putting words in his mouth, because maybe he feel differently. However, his actions leave room for guesswork and interpretation. And the fact of the matter is, since you started having sex, you guys have not been out the house. And if that's what you want for your life, then I'm all for it. But I think you want something deeper. And let me tell you something. It's hard to negotiate when you keep putting the ass on the table. Maybe take the ass off the table. You have a leg to stand on when it comes to negotiating. But if you keep driving 30 minutes to give him some ass every Monday, who would say no? And let me tell you something. I'm not saying you specifically, but ladies will do that. Ladies, you guys will do that because
you know that in the sexual exchange, even though that may take 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on if you got your little motherfucking stallion, maybe 5 minutes, depending on how quick he is. But you know, in that process, you're gonna get to talk to him when you get there. Y'all gonna laugh, and sometimes you will exchange interest in entrance into your body in exchange for momentary attention. And I just want to make sure that that's not the trade you're making. If you want to be,
it could be because there was a conversation when we first started dealing with each other, speaking with each other. He is a very alpha dominant man, and he made that known in certain, you know, life kinks and such, that, you know, he is a dominant, you know, type of man. So I kind of think like that, but it's hard for me to block off the emotional aspect.
Listen, and I'm gonna say this, and ladies, I don't want y'all to unfollow me. I'm talking about my past. I've been that person. I've been that person that know. And it wasn't until I started getting older that I started really feeling bad for it. I know that this woman is only doing this because she knows that if she offers sex, that I'll give her attention. Like, it's like it's women in my past that I know that I wasn't even interested in having texting conversations. But the very moment that this woman starts texting me freaky or sexually, that piques my interest. The very moment she talking about, hey, can I come through? Oh yeah, come through. Now I'm interested. So when I'm saying this, I just don't want that to be your relationship with him if that's all it is, and you're using that sex as a bartering tool for attention. All right. Now, if you're just doing it because you want to feel liberated and feel good and you enjoy this arrangement, cool. But I'm telling you, that man, if he's not busy, if he's too busy, he should be too busy for ass too. That's all I'm saying. Now, moving back to the first dude. And you said the first dude is coming back, right? He trying to come back.
Yeah.
So that means you taking his phone calls.
Yeah.
What made you?
Usually, lately, there's been like 4 meetups or, you know, occasions where we talked.
Meet up.
Time it's me initiating a conversation.
Hold on. Let's talk about this. Meet up.
Yeah, he'll come over here and
meet up, or is it? Oh, so meet up.
Yeah, right.
First of all, listen. I'm gonna give you some advice. You can't run off on the plug. He ran off on the plug when he took that car. He ran off on the plug, and you letting him come and get some. Let's talk about. We got to talk about this.
Well, see, I kind of the car. I didn't say everything about the car because I did go get the car, but I had to show up at his wife's house to track him down.
And right, that level of disrespect and disregard, the ghosting, and then you still letting him hit.
I know.
So my question:
in the 4 years that we've known each other, I've never been able to tell him no on anything. It didn't matter what it is, and I don't know why I cannot tell this man.
All right, no. Level 1 through 10, how good the dick is? Is the dick good?
Over 10.
It's an over 10. See, now it's starting to make sense. Now I was confused until you said that. Ladies, let me tell you something. We call that devil dick. Okay, devil dick. Listen, I'm telling you, if you're not trying to be possessed by somebody you don't even recognize. Sometimes you can get the devil dick and get possessed. It's like you start acting like somebody different. You don't even know what this person is. You start buying people cards and shit because you done had this devil dick. Ladies, I'm telling you, you better think twice before having sex again with that person. If that motherfucker put that shit down like you ain't never had it before, you better think twice about giving it to him again. Now, let me say this though. In all seriousness, it sounds to me that, and this is just me speaking, I don't know you intimately, but this is my initial reactions, is that there is a level of low self-confidence here. All right.
It was, you know, I was married for 8 years. I filed divorce, I got divorced, and I attached myself to that. And I wasn't in the best of shape. You know, I was down on my luck. You know, it was the first man that showing me attention after my divorce, and you know,
But
it was.
but let me tell you why. Let me tell you why this is dangerous to date or try to date with this. Is because what you'll end up doing is overcompensating in order to get attention. You'll go above and beyond to set yourself apart from everybody else because you don't think that you, with boundaries and patience, will be enough to entice a man to stick around. This is why you'll buy a car for somebody that's married. This is why you're entertain a married, a separated but married person in the first place. This is why you'll be content with a Monday night booty call, is because you're like, okay, I have to go because I don't feel, and this is just me speaking. And if I'm not hitting the mark, just throw away what don't apply. But this is why you'll be okay with doing these things because you feel like you got to go the extra mile or have sex early or do this in order to get this person's attention. And let me tell you this, people do that all the time. So I'm not up here trying to make you feel like you're an inconsiderate person to yourself from doing that, because we all do. But at some point you got to say to yourself, instead of trying to get the quick fix, which is that man right now, how can I do the internal work on myself to rebuild my self-confidence so that I don't feel like I have to overextend myself to people that don't deserve it? All right. Now, I'm all for sex. Everybody that watch my channel, I love me some sex. Ace loves sex. So I'm not sitting up here saying that the sex is the issue. I'm saying that I think you're at a point in your life where you want the sex to come from somebody that's genuinely interested in you. All right. And so that should be a requirement in order to have it. You know what I mean? And my question to you, and this can be rhetorical, do you feel like if you withheld that for quite some time, or you withheld those favors that you do for these men, do you still feel like they'd be entertaining you?
So, okay, D, yes, the dude, Steve, yeah, not really, because how the conversation, we only see each other once every week, but local, yeah.
So my point is, the D, let me tell you something. D guy, you should probably just, based off a general principle, you should probably move off of that relationship. All right. And the reason I say that is his character has shown. And once you see somebody's character, you have to believe them when they show you who they are. So maybe just move forward from that. And I'll say this going forward, when you come out of a marriage, this is one thing I've found from people, divorcees. You're so used to being a wife that now those qualities you take into dating. You see what I'm saying? So now you're so used to giving all and being this wife to a husband that now when you start dating again, you're still in that wife type mode. And I need you to back that thought process up. Like, no, we're not going to do that. All right. So now to start at properly establishing dating relationships. Do you want to be married again?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Do you see yourself marrying either of those men realistically?
D, no, but if things can be figured out on the other one, maybe, but I don't know.
Is it likely that things will improve there?
I don't really know.
Ladies, look.
I think
Listen.
it'll be, our every other Monday thing, and talking every day.
Listen to me, as a man. My booty calls never graduated past those. They never did. And the thing is, I've had long-term booty calls because those women hoped that I'd eventually like them in a way that's deeper than that. And it never happened. I think with men know soon whether or not this person is a possibility. It doesn't mean that they're going to act on it right away, but they know rather quickly whether or not this person has that potential. And it's just like getting friend zoned. When you get booty called zoned, you booty call zoned. And you'll find, and this is the crazy part about it. You'll find when that man finds somebody they're really genuinely interested in, it don't take them a year. Shit, it don't take them 6 months to commit. Like, because a man knows, just like a woman knows. And I think right now you probably know that if he was interested, he'd be doing more. And so I just want you to believe what people are showing you. And I just think it's obvious that he's not interested. Okay, do this. Take the sex off the table and see how much y'all still talk and communicate.
Fair.
Now, first of all, don't be playing those games. I ain't telling you to play games. I'm rhetorically saying take the ass off the table and see how interested he still is. All right. But I hope the best for you. My advice is do the internal work. Do the internal work. Rebuild your self-confidence. Rebuild your self-love and self-esteem. And that'll help you lay boundaries and be able to enforce those boundaries so that people don't take advantage of naturally how giving and caring you are. And lastly, never ever consistently drive 30 minutes for dick. You make the dick come to you. That don't make no damn sense, girl. No. You make the dick come to you. There is no way, lady. Now I'm just being real with you. There's no way. No. Y'all better be taking turns. Not every Monday. All right. You have a good night, okay?
Thank you.
All right, peace. All right, who next? If you on Facebook, you see the number, text chat to 937-314-6974 to talk to your boy. Instagram, the same thing. If you want to talk to your boy, text his number. Do this with your hand if you got a question for me. I can see y'all faces. All right, is it? Ooh, hold on. Don't say your name. I'm trying to pronounce. Girl, is it? I want to say Keisha. Is it Keisha? Hold on.
It, yeah.
Why is it spelled that way? It's
My
extra.
family is from Texas. They're from the country, so
It makes me. Okay, it makes me.
I don't want to show you my real name now. But
All right. So what's up? Talk to me. What's going on?
I was just trying to get like maybe 2 or 3 tips for women who are maybe too overly independent to make ourselves a little bit more desirable. Because I've been finding out from some of my male friends and guys that I thought I had a chance with, they're pretty much saying the same thing. Well, you don't need anything. So I'm just curious how to make myself more,
What before we go forward, what does overly independent mean?
Well, they'll offer to pay for things or do things, but I'm so used to doing stuff myself. I'm like, oh, I got it. Don't worry about it. I mean, I pay for dates and stuff like that. It's not a big deal.
We got to get deeper in this. So you saying you feel like they feel like you're overly independent. I just need more. I need more context than just you paying for some dates here and there. Is it more about your mannerisms? Is it more about your attitude, the way you carry yourself? Is it more about that, or is it because I need more context? So let's discuss that. So you said they say it verbatim. What's some reasons that they say that's attached to it?
Well, literally, they'll offer to pay for things. Like this has been going on some years, and I'll just be like, no, I got it. It's not a big deal. And like no one can do anything for you, and it's really difficult for me to open up in that regard because, I mean, I have my own place, my own transport, my own means. I don't have kids. I'm free to, hang out.
Would you consider yourself feminine?
Yes, I think so. Maybe a little dominant. Like I tend to say what I feel, and I'll stand on it. But outside of that, I think I'm pretty cool, relatable.
So okay. So let's talk about it. I'm fishing because I'm trying to get more information. I found that a lot of women that say men are saying you are too independent. I don't feel like it is that you have your own place, your own car, and your own job, because that never deters men from pursuing feminine, cooperative women. Sometimes energy, though, can be clashy. You said you're dominant. If you're going after masculine men who are alphas in nature, are dominant in nature, a competitive spirit inside the relationship can be repelling for that person, right? Would you think? So is it more about your accolades, or is it more about your personality and our energy? Because again, there's a lot of women with cribs, cars, and houses that have no problem attracting men, and those men don't say that you are too independent. And I think men say that out of a lack of vernacular. What they probably mean is the energy is clashing with mine.
I got you.
Can you kind of see where I'm coming from?
I
Or
think
do you
so,
not
yes.
think, you don't think that's you don't think that's the case in your case though, right?
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty feminine. I agree with a lot of things. I'll game with you, watch anime. Like, I'm pretty regular.
I'll
I
say
don't
this.
do
I
drama.
have, out of all my men friends, I have never heard a man complain about a woman being too independent if it wasn't now also attached to a personality clash. I've never heard a man say, man, she had her own crib, she make decent money, and she got a car, and I just she don't need me, so I feel like it's I really do think that. So my question to you, I think this is rhetorical, and you think about it when we get off the call, is could it be that portion? And if it is, then maybe positioning more of your feminine qualities during dating would probably help. And that doesn't mean that you're fabricating things that you don't have. If you say that you are feminine, then how can you position those qualities first to now attract that person that is masculine, right? So for example, I have feminine qualities inside myself. You know what I'm saying? I think we all have masculine and feminine qualities. But if I'm on the first date and I'm positioning my feminine qualities first, then I probably won't get a second date. You know what I'm saying? Seeing your man cry when you've been with him a year is sexy. Like, yeah, he's sensitive. He he can cry. But if I cry on the second date, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's positioned the wrong way. And so while you're saying I don't need someone to take care of me, so when you refuse gifts, in a sense, it can come off as a flex to some men.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, I'm not sitting up here pointing fingers. It can come out as a flex. And the one thing I know men love to do is open fucking jars. And ladies, I know, listen, let me tell you something. I know it's 2021 and you like, man, I can open the jar by myself. But sometimes just let the man open the jar. That's it. But I get it. I get it. You can open jars for yourself. So I'm not sitting here telling you not to open the jar. But I know when a woman asks me to open the jar, I feel important as hell. Hey, babe, you come open the jar. I'm like, huh? Jar? Oh shit! Let me get that. It's just every man like opening the jar, and so sometimes that can be again repelling. So I just would ask you to consider that. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, and honestly, huh? It's
I just apologize. It's difficult without context. So yeah,
I'm trying to fish around, but I'd say most women that I have encountered that talk about multiple men complaining about them being too independent or too strong or whatever, it's almost like they don't want to listen to the customer. And I don't want to say this way because I don't want to make people mad, but men typically in dating listen to the customer. This is why men like getting cars and this, that, and other, because the customer likes that. The women that they want to attract like successful, strong, driven men. And so men know that in order to attract the women they want, they have to be this. I found that on the other side, I feel like women dismiss their customers a lot. So you'll meet customers that's saying to you, hey, you're too independent. And you'll be like, no, something wrong with y'all. And instead of listening to the feedback that you're getting and making some adjustments in order to attract those type of men. I'll say this, and I wanna emphasize this part before I jump off of here. I'm not suggesting you change what you love about yourself. So if you love this about yourself, I'm not suggesting you change something you love. I'm just asking you to now not what's the word I'm trying to say? I'm asking you to understand that if you are strong and independent and it's clashy with these masculine men that you want, it's going to be a little harder to attract that masculine man. Because I would say this, for women like that, you can very well go get you a man that's more feminine and passive in nature, and they won't have a problem with it. But I've found that most strong, independent women don't want passive, lack of a better word, beta males, right? But those are the type of people that wouldn't have a problem with your energy. But if you want a masculine man, then he wants a feminine woman. And I know I don't want to talk about it no more because I don't want to lose no followers. I don't want to sit up here because y'all gonna have me sounding like Kevin Samuels in 2 seconds. But I'm just saying.
I think, yeah, they've sent me videos of him. I think my best approach will probably be for them to be more, informative of how they describe that. Because just telling me I don't need anything, I'm literally like, okay, so is that it? That shouldn't be a deal breaker, But yes, I think I'll just see if they can clarify it a little bit more. But thank you for your time, Ace.
All right, I appreciate you. Hey. I'll end it with this. Listen, ladies, I don't know. I wish I can sit here and tell you. I don't know. Shoot. Look, I'm be honest with you. Ooh, this is gonna sound bad. Oh, this is gonna sound bad. I'm be honest with you, ladies. For me, I love feminine women. And people ask me to describe that all the time, and it's kind of hard because it's just something I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to soft, meek, supportive, you know what I'm saying? Laugh at my jokes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Ace, what you want to eat tonight? I like that. And let me tell you something. I feel like it ain't safe for men like me no more. We can't even say it out in public without being chastised. I like a woman that want to fix the house and wash clothes. And I like that. I like it. I'm sorry. Y'all can cancel me if you want to. But I like it. You know why I like it? Because I just like it. I don't know. Shit, I can't help it. So it's like, for me, I've never been that person that's like, all right, I want to find somebody so we can have a super team, like a power couple with. I do not want someone that's as busy in their secular life as I am. I don't want that. I didn't work as hard as I worked in my 20s to be as successful as I am, to be with someone that don't have time for me. I like a person having time for me. When I'm done with work, I want to go cuddle. I just do. I don't know. That's crazy, right? I know y'all like looking at me. He wants somebody to cook and clean. Yes, I want a traditional woman. You know why? Because I'm a traditional man. I pay all the bills. I feel like I'm a great leader. I can be a great leader inside the family. I feel like I bring a lot to a relationship, and certain things that I just don't want to do no more when I get in a relationship. like dishes. And I know y'all like, Ace, nah. But I just don't want to be doing dishes no more. You know what I'm saying? Let me pay all the bills. I don't want to do no damn dishes. I know, but here's the thing. Here's my point. It's like we live in this society that, you know, is now really shames men for wanting that. Now, here's the thing. For all the niggas who's watching right now, you might not apply for this. Now, you can't be expecting her to go 50-50 and get this type of woman that I'm looking for. That's a different tax bracket. You got to have a certain tax bracket to be able to have these conversations. And ladies, I'm just be honest with you. If you want these type of men that are doing these type of things, right? These I'm paying, you know, the bills are paid. And it ain't like I'm holding it over your head, but you know that you ain't pay shit this month. You know it. I ain't gotta say it, you know it. And so it's like, it's okay for that type of man to want someone that's traditionally feminine, that takes pride in cooking and cleaning, you know. Y'all look at it. I can see y'all. Listen, Facebook, I can't see people on Facebook, but I can see y'all looking at me with the death stare. Y'all looking at me with the death stare. Cooking and cleaning. How do you feel? How you think men feel when we look at it as a paycheck? I take pride in paying the bills. I take pride in it. I take pride in the bills being paid every month. I take pride in that. So I want somebody to take pride in cooking and cleaning. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. Hey, listen, ladies, does that make me a bad person? Everybody put it below. Does it make Ace a bad person that he doesn't want to find a power couple? I don't want to find no power couple. I actually just want to find somebody that is supportive, cooperative, with fit and feminine. Ain't that what Kevin say? I want all that. I want all that. That's the trade. The trade is, listen, here's a trade. We be motherfucking millionaires too. Listen, I won, you be one too. I just don't want to have to worry about what I'm eating at dinner. Is that cool? Is that all right? Do y'all got a problem with that? Is there a problem here? Ladies, is it a problem? Listen, if I was broke, I can understand why y'all would be like, Ace, but y'all know I ain't broke. So I can say that. So when she was saying what she was saying, I just couldn't imagine myself being in a relationship with someone that, you know, didn't accept my generosity, because that's part of my love language. Giving gifts is how I express love. It's what I do well. Supporting financially is what gives me joy. It's what I do well. It's something about putting that card down on the table and paying for the whole crew. I like doing that. This Saturday, after my show, I had a show, everybody eating. We went to Frickers, so it wouldn't even like, first of all, it ain't like we went to like a 5-star restaurant, right? I gotta tell you the story and I'm gonna jump off here. So we go to Frickers. Keep in mind, we had went to Smoky Bones and they was acting like they couldn't serve us. So then we go to Frickers, right? It's like maybe 15 of us, right? And so I'm, about to order wings and everything for the whole crew. So I'm like, man, I want, let me get 50 wings. And I want this sauce, that sauce, and this sauce. It was 3 sauces. Then the waitress looked at me like, oh, you can only have 2 sauces if you get 50 wings. I said, shit, let's get 100 then. Because I want 4 sauces then. Which, out of here. Let me get 4 sauces then. Trying to talk like I'm broke. I'm like, get wings, wedges. I just like doing that. And so for some men who are protectors and providers, when they're providers, but when they find someone that doesn't necessarily want to be provided for, it is repelling for them. It doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. It's just they love through providing. And this is something they've taken pride in. And so for me as a man, I just wouldn't want to be with someone that I felt like fought against me providing for her. I don't know what other way to say that. Now, I'll say this though. If I happen to meet somebody that's a millionaire, I would not talk to them because they got money. I would, but if that comes along with an alpha attitude and a competitive spirit, I probably wouldn't entertain that woman. And the reason I say that is who you are in the corporate world doesn't have to come back inside your household. I can be an MMA fighter, and that's how I make my money. But you want me to be soft and cuddly when we inside the house. You don't want me using my MMA skills inside the house. The same is true, ladies. A lot of ways that make some of the successful women successful is this mentality, this more masculine energy that in the workplace you dominate and you excel. But when you bring that inside the household, it can be clashy with a masculine man. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Shit, I don't know. I love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Everybody else that didn't get a chance to talk, I got y'all next time. All right? Peace out.